Welcome to Connecticut Style. I'm Jocelyn Memento. We're so glad you're joining us. Coming up, it is an exciting time for students venturing off to college, but it can also be intimidating and often overwhelming. Educator and author Malcolm Gold shares tips from his book, College Success Guaranteed, 5 Rules to Make It Happen. And designing a unique family heirloom will show you how to make a scrapbook photo quilt. Now let's check in with Teresa in the kitchen.
All right, Jocelyn, the Chain Fund is getting ready for their breakfast and a movie fundraiser. I'm here with Kelly Turner-Cole from the Chain Fund and Nicole Moore, who's a pastry chef. Welcome to the show. It's great to have you here.
Thank you for having us.
So tell me what breakfast and a movie is all about.
Breakfast and a movie is not just an event, it's an experience. People from all over come to share in the fundraiser that we have for cancer patients, and it's held in Wallingford at the Holiday Stadium Cinemas.
And it's this Saturday.
This Saturday.
Lots of food?
Lots of food, and doors open at 8 o'clock.
All right, we'll talk more about that momentarily. And Nicole, I see a lovely cake here. What are we making?
It's a Southern-inspired caramel cake. So a lot of butter, a lot of sugar. Very good.
Oh, sounds delicious. All right, let's get the show on the road. Look right into camera 2. Tell everyone what they're going to do.
Sit back, relax.
You're having lunch with style.
If you've been injured, getting a free consultation with an experienced personal injury lawyer is a good place to start. But you need more than a compassionate listener. You need the power of Perkins, an entire team of professionals dedicated to one cause, getting you the money you deserve.
Attorney.
Case manager. Team leader.
Investigator.
The Perkins team knows only one way to pursue justice.
All in. All in.
The power of Perkins is the power to win.
You might not know what form something suspicious will take, but you know the things you see every day, and you know when something just doesn't look right. If you see something, say something. Yes, it could turn out to be nothing, but what if it is something?
Excuse me, driver. I saw something back there. Here, kitty. Here, kitty. Oh, just come snuggles with Mama.
Missing something? Like the Wear One, Share One event at Sears Optical. 1 pair for you and 1 to share with a friend or family. All for just $98.99. Sears Optical. Don't miss a thing.
This is about a certain banana on her way to America. To arrive nice and fresh, she stayed in a special compartment where she wouldn't get bumped around. Because she was a Chiquita banana, and every Chiquita banana knows fresh tastes best.
Soon, students will be heading off to college to start a new chapter of their lives, and although it's an exciting time, it can also be overwhelming. In his book, College Success Guaranteed, 5 Rules to Make It Happen, Malcolm Gold has straightforward advice for incoming freshmen. Malcolm is recognized as one of the nation's leading experts on character, education, and parenting. Welcome to the show. It's great to have you.
Thanks for having me.
All right, freshman year, people don't understand, but it is so critical to do well.
Well, you got to get off to a good start. Easier to study too hard at the beginning and let up later than go the other way.
That's right, it's the foundation.
Exactly.
All right, so what do you think is the biggest challenge for freshmen of today?
I think it's drowning in free time. You come from a structured environment of home, high school, and then you go to this place where there's 168 hours in a week, and you can use them however you want. And you better have a structured, disciplined lifestyle or you're going to be in trouble.
So how does a parent prepare that child for a more structured lifestyle in college?
Well, I think by the time a kid gets to college, it's time for the parent to step aside, because college is a test for the parent as well. It's how well have they done. But I think it really is I guess you can try to structure a disciplined routine in high school, and that's your best bet.
All right, so you actually interviewed recent students and grads when writing this book. You really narrowed it down to 5 basic rules.
Right.
And let's go with the first one. You say go to class. Well, that to me is, I think, the simple thing.
And everyone
right?
has that reaction. And a kid will typically go, duh, go to class.
Exactly, you have to go to class.
I've taught school for 35 years. I've watched thousands of kids go to college. And every single one who had trouble or flunked out, when you boil it down, they didn't go to class. So it's the most critical element. It's the most important rule in the book. You've got to go to class.
All right, so how do you make sure your kid goes to class?
Well, again, once they're in college, you're out of the way.
Exactly, you have no control.
You can say you're not going to pay for it if they don't go to class.
That's true.
And I think you should put your emphasis on that. But that's where it falls down. And when that falls down, the whole thing collapses.
Because if you don't go to class, you're not learning, and
you're missing out on memory triggers. The professor says inside jokes. And even if your roommate gets the notes for you, you're just going to miss out on a lot of the nuances of what goes on.
That's true. All right. The second thing you say is study at least 3 hours a day.
5 days.
5 days a week.
Take 2 days where you do nothing. And I try to stay away from the don'ts. The book does not get into what you shouldn't do. It's totally focused on what you need to do. And I say that you have to make the transition from homework to studying. That's two different things. A high school kid, the teacher says your homework for tomorrow is. A college professor gives you a syllabus. You may have nothing due for 6 weeks. And that's how you can fall into drowning into free time.
So you have to keep up with your notes, read the chapters.
It's hard to make yourself study when there's nothing due for 6 weeks. But that's the trick. Commit to studying and get away from homework.
All right. The next one is what you just said. Commit to something.
Right. If you go to all your classes and you study the 3 times 5, that's 27 hours. So there's 141 hours left over. And you can still get yourself in some real jams with all that free time. I say commit to a team, the play, write in the newspaper, get involved in something. Although it's counterintuitive, some people might say, well, shouldn't I be studying that time? The fact is you're not going to study during that time.
That's true. That's reality.
I played a sport in the spring when I was in college, and I did better in the spring. Even though it took up a lot of my time, but I couldn't take off on long weekends. If my grades dipped, my lacrosse coach would call me in and read me the riot act. I did better in the spring.
You're forced to manage your time more because you have less time.
You have to
study.
Be somewhere. You surround yourself with other people that are also committed to something, because there are a lot of free time activities you can get into which are counterproductive. So I say commit to, even though it seems like you're taking away from your time, I say you'll do better.
And what exactly do you mean by a kryptonite detector?
Well, you got to know what your weaknesses are. It's like Superman. The one thing that can bring Superman down is kryptonite. So you got to know what your weaknesses are, and don't kid yourself. In my case, I like to have fun, too much fun. And I had to realize that and not put myself in positions where I could do that.
So don't seduce yourself.
Exactly.
Okay. One thing I always think that is extremely important is to get a mentor.
Yes.
And you say that as well.
It's very important, whether it's a coach, whether it's a professor. You might have an off-campus job and it might be your employer, but preferably an adult, someone who's got a little distance from the experience and can help you do your best. And don't make it somebody who's necessarily going to be your friend all the time. Someone who's going to hold you to your
Somebody
best.
Somebody's going to be critical.
Yes, both.
Both.
Critical and supportive.
And if you don't have a mentor, what could happen?
Well, you sort of fall inward, and you can veer way off track. In my case, my coach in college, I didn't particularly like him, but he helped me tremendously. I have a great deal of respect and affection for him today, and that's what great mentors do.
Now, the last thing you say is procrastination kills.
Right. I interviewed, as you say, hundreds of kids for this book. And one day I was in a room with about 10 college kids, and I said, what's the one thing you'd tell an incoming freshman? And one of them said, procrastination kills. And everyone started telling their procrastination stories. And
everybody has them.
And everybody does it. I did it writing this book. Writing this book, I procrastinated. So that part of the book deals with little tricks, techniques that kids have developed to avoid procrastination.
Yeah, and the thing here is to wake up. Make sure that
helps.
You don't, don't let procrastination kill you.
Yeah, exactly. And
you
you can have fun with it. And some kids told some very funny stories of things that they did to keep themselves on track.
Very good. Now you also have a book signing coming up this fall. You'll be back in Connecticut, and let's take a look at that information on the screen right now. Wednesday, October 12th, 7:30 p.m. at the Darien High School lecture. It's a lecture in conjunction with the YWCA Parent Awareness Group. So you're really getting the word out to parents. Make sure your freshmen your freshmen are ready to get to college and be prepared.
That's the hope.
All right. Yeah. Again, the name of the book is College Success Guaranteed: 5 Rules to Make It Happen. Malcolm Gold, thank you so much for being here.
Thanks for having me.
You're welcome. And coming up next, Teresa's in the kitchen with the Chain Fund. They'll preview their breakfast and a movie fundraiser featuring a Southern-inspired recipe from The Help when Connecticut Style returns.
If you're between the ages of 40 and 85, call 1-800-458-1700 now to find out more about Funeral Advantage. The average funeral costs over $9,000, but the most government benefits will pay your family is only $255, leaving your loved ones to pay the balance. Call now to learn how Funeral Advantage helps protect your loved ones. It pays up to $20,000 cash immediately for funeral and any other expenses. You must be age 40 to 85 to qualify. It's easy. No physical examination is necessary. And coverage starts as soon as you're accepted. To get free information about Funeral Advantage, call 1-800-458-1700 now. With Funeral Advantage, your rates will never increase. Your benefits will never decrease, and your plan cannot be canceled. You'll also get a free planning guide to help carry out your wishes, so everything is done just as you'd want them to be. Funeral Advantage pays up to $20,000 cash to your family when they need it most. To get free information about Funeral Advantage and its benefits, call 1-800-458-1700 now. There's no obligation. Call now.
The Chain Fund, a financial assistance and social intervention network for cancer patients, is gearing up for their breakfast and a movie fundraising event. The Help, based on one of the most talked about books of the year, will be hitting movie theaters this week, and on Saturday morning, the Chain is hoping you'll come out early and support a terrific cause. Joining me now is Kelly Turner-Cole, the founder and CEO of the Chain Fund, and pastry chef Nicole Moore. Welcome. It's so great to have you both here.
Thank you. Thank you for having us.
So we're making a Southern-inspired dessert, because that's really what's in the book.
Yes, it's a caramel cake. It's a lot of butter, a lot of sugar, a lot of flavors all kind of combined into one.
I like that. We can actually, let's get started while we're cooking here, and we'll learn all about the Chain.
Yes.
What is, I know that you assist cancer patients.
Yes.
How?
We pay the bills that matter the most. We pay portions of their mortgages, their rents, their utilities, prescription co-pays, special food needs, and some transportation needs.
Well, if you're out of work, how can you afford to pay it?
That's precisely it. You know, it was patterned after my own cancer journey. In 2001, I was diagnosed with cancer and was not able to work. My doctor took me out totally disabled and actually I was out of work for 18 months.
Really?
Yes. And so without some other type of resources, it's very hard for people to make, you know, their bills at the end of the month.
How do you make ends meet?
Who's going to pay your mortgage?
Great cause.
You know, who's going to do that? So that's how it all got started. Basically, when I was diagnosed with cancer, so many people did fundraisers and made sure that I had financial assistance. And so out of that birthed the Chain Fund in 2001.
I see, and now you're kind of helping everyone else that's going through a similar situation.
Yes, yes.
Great. Now, Nicole, what are you putting in that mixer here?
Started out with a cup of butter, and within the cup of butter now I'm putting in 2 cups of sugar. So that helps get its base.
Keep adding it in there. And I see you have 4 eggs you're going to add after that?
Yes, 4 eggs. It's the creaming method for making cakes.
Okay.
So you kind of want to have all the flavors come together
in stages.
Yeah.
In stages.
Okay, that makes sense.
So you're going to put 1 egg in at a time and let it incorporate, then you add another one and another one.
So you can't be in a rush when you're making this cake.
No, not really.
All right, well, that sounds good. So let's talk about Saturday morning, which is, it's so cool that you actually get breakfast and you're going to be bringing it into the theater with you.
Yes, you have breakfast.
Tell me these details.
We set it up in the lobby, and so you come in after you you know, exchange your ticket, you get your breakfast, and you go and you sit down and you enjoy your breakfast before the movie starts.
I love that. And it's a private viewing.
It's a private viewing. We open the theater at 8 o'clock in the morning, and we show the movie at 10 o'clock. And by 12, everybody's out to start their day, just kick their day off really great.
That's so terrific. Let's talk about the menu. What are we going to find there?
Eggs, sausage, bacon, French toast. I even have some special recipes.
Yeah, if you get there early?
Yes, yes. We're going to do some fried chicken with a pecan glaze.
Ooh la la.
It's been wonderful.
Sounds
wonderful.
lovely. All right. So, Nicole, we are throwing the eggs in at this point.
Yes, we are.
And I see a saucepan. What are you going to be using that for?
Well, that is to make the frosting in the beginning part. So the frosting basically consists of cream, butter, and brown sugar.
Okay.
And so you boil those down, you kind of reduce it, then I'll throw it in the mixer and you whip it up and come until it gets to the consistency that you like.
Okay.
And then you're all set.
So I'm assuming at this point you probably have the oven preheated?
Yes, at 350 degrees. And the cake will bake for approximately 20 to 25 to 30 minutes.
Okay.
So,
and how do you get this cool pattern?
I have like a little, they call it a bench scraper, but it has serrated edges. So you just kind of drive it around. My kids love it. My daughter always wants to make something with it with her little easy bake oven. So she kind of
tricks of the trade, I see.
Yeah, you know, she's picking up on it. So
is everyone invited to breakfast and a movie?
Everyone is invited. All people are invited. Families are invited to come out on Saturday morning and share with us in support of the wonderful cause.
And do you have to buy tickets in advance, or can you show up at the door?
We would appreciate you buying tickets in advance. You can get tickets at breakfastinthemovie.com. We have a website, and you can also get tickets going to thechainfund.com.
Let's say you can't make it to the movie, but you know the Chain Fund is doing such a great thing for people in need. How can you help?
You can send online donations. You can go to our website, www.thechainfund.com and breakfastinthemovie.com. Both websites are, you know, basically synced, and you can make the donations right online. Very easy. Very easy.
That's terrific. All right, now this isn't the first time you've been doing this either.
No, this is our 15th one that's going to be happening this Saturday.
15th?
Yes, 2 weeks ago we did the Smurfs at the cinema in Wallingford, Holiday Stadium Cinema. We have a great partnership there with Kevin LaFlame, the owner and manager there.
Okay.
And so we're looking forward to doing it again this week.
Well, sounds like a party.
Yes, it is absolutely an experience. That's what it really is.
Yeah, it sounds
definitely experience.
All right, let's get back to the cake here. You added a little bit of milk, it looked like?
Yes, a little bit of milk and a little bit of flour. You want to add them, you want to alternate between the both of them because it helps incorporate the flour, and then when you add the milk in, it kind of helps it incorporate a lot better. So, little tricks. It's something that my aunt used to do growing up. I used to go over to my cousin's house a lot, and she used to make cakes from scratch. And
well, that's terrific. All right, let's put all the information up on the screen here. Breakfast and a Movie featuring The Help, that's the new movie based on the book, is Saturday at Holiday Stadium 14 in Wallingford. For more information, you can go to thechainfund.com. And, all right, it looks like we have a little bit longer to go with the cake.
Yes.
So you keep cooking here,
okay.
And I know that Jocelyn's going to want to give it a shot, so we'll bake it up and then we'll cut this one. It'll be fun, but can you stick around to the end of the show?
Absolutely.
Yes.
All right, fantastic. Coming up next, designing a unique family heirloom. We'll show you how to make a scrapbook photo quilt when Connecticut Style returns. Stay with us.
You brought us all these story ideas through Report It.
Veterans concerned about losing transportation contacted News 8.
Then we got to work on them and got real results for you. Thanks for being a part of the team, and keep those story ideas coming. The Yankees take on the Angels tonight at 7 on MyTV9. New York is a strong second in their division. Los Angeles is in theirs too. So when East meets West, it's sure to be a great game. Don't miss a minute of the action. Tonight at 7 on MyTV9.
The new revolution at Lake Compounds. What I like about you. Rock, roll, and spin 360 degrees on the Revolution. Get free Pepsi all day and save with coupons from Burger King or at lakecompounds.com. That's what I like about you. Exit 31 off I-84 in Bristol, Connecticut. Hey!
Introducing the MyTV9 Star Car. Brittany Decker, the MyTV9 Star, is driving in style in this 2011 Kia Sorento, courtesy of Kia of Milford. Find out where she's going next at mytv9star.com. The MyTV9 Star Car is sponsored by Kia of Milford.
When itchy, irritated skin keeps me from enjoying my day, I count on Maximum Strength Cortisone 10.
It relieves the irritation fast, and special vitamins and moisturizers promote healthy skin. So I'm itch-free and worry-free. Cortisone 10.
All right, today we're going to learn how to make a scrapbook photo quilt.
Deborah Griffin-Sapinski has been creating quilts for over 30 years and is joined by fellow instructor Karen Kevinger. It's great to have you both with us.
You guys brought a lot of goodies with you. This is going to be fun. So tell us what the idea of the photo quilt is.
It's a lot of people put their photos in boxes and put them in the closet, and you never see them again. And it's a way to display your genealogy, your ancestors, and it's also.
It seems really a great way to put everything on display.
Absolutely, and there's so much to this process. Where do we start, Karen?
Well, the display board over here shows the process, and Debbie can tell you more about that.
Yeah, it's important that you plan the layout of the quilt before you start printing your photos out. You need to figure out where you're going to position your photos and the size of them. And there's 8 blocks in this quilt and 3 panels. And so you want to make sure that if you have a photo that you really would like the close attention to, that's where you would put in the center of the quilt and make the largest photo.
And you can use any photo you want?
Yes. You can use hard copy photos, you can use digital photos, and it's in any size because you can resize your photo by using a scanner.
Yeah, so we're using a little bit of technology with all this. So you kind of use the computer to get the pictures, download the pictures, shape them the way you want, and then you actually print them out?
Yes, you use photo editing. I like Adobe Photoshop, and you can do all kinds of things. You can crop your photos, you can resize them, change the color, and that's what I've done with these quilts over here. I changed the photos to black and white to match the black and white material. I did brown and sepia photos, and then I used 30s fabric and used color photos. So there's a lot that you can do with Photoshop.
Well, I didn't realize that there's actually paper that you could print out on, and it's fabric, and that makes the whole process much easier.
Yes, you print it out on, I like to use printed treasures on the fabric sheets, and then you take the backing off.
Yeah.
And then
this is
that's
fabric.
it, right there?
Yeah.
So after the whole process that's completed, what do you do next?
Well, the next thing is you cut all your photos out, and then you have to sew fabric strips around it, and you need certain tools to make this quilt, and Karen is going to demonstrate.
Tricks of the trade here,
a lot
right?
of tools here, Karen.
Yes.
Can you tell us what you have here?
This is our cutting mat. These are specially made for rotary cutting. This is a rotary cutter. It looks a bit like a pizza cutter, but it has a very sharp blade, and you use rulers to straighten the edges of your fabric. So you use the mat and rulers in conjunction with each other and begin slicing your fabric to neaten the edge, and then you decide how big your strips are going to be that you're going to add to your photo edges, and you start cutting your pieces. You
got to be really careful because this is extremely sharp.
Yes, this is very sharp.
You ironed that first, the material?
Yes, the fabric is ironed, and a lot of the fabrics in the quilt, you need a lot of different designs of fabrics. So a good thing to do is to buy fat quarters. This is considered a fat quarter, where you can buy a small amount of fabric and then you can get it in many different colors. Sometimes they're presented like this. This is a group of 3 fat quarters. And that you're able to create and style your quilt accordingly.
And you teach quilting classes?
I do. I teach at Middletown Adult Ed. I'm going to be teaching this class in the spring. And I'm going to teach an intro to quilting class in the fall. And that gives you the basic skills.
You really need to get the basics, but you also teach an advanced class, and you brought an example of work here.
Look at that purple quilt. It's unbelievable.
Yes, and that's using different methods. That's doing paper piecing, and it's machine stitching all different types of blocks together. And I would like to thank Holly Potvin at Bear Hollow because she did the top machine stitching on it.
It's beautiful. We should mention the name of your book again. It's
Scrapbook Photo Quilting.
Where can you get it?
www.debbiesquilts.com.
That's the only place to get it, right?
Now it is. Yes.
Now it is. Okay. Well, it's beautiful work, and I know it takes a lot of time.
And patience.
Thank you.
So thank you both for being here.
Thank you.
All right, stay with us. There's more Connecticut Style right after this. It's beautiful work. It really.
This is my Cool Smiles, the coolest place to go for your teeth on the whole planet. It's the dentist, but it's fun right when you get there. Mommy says it's easy because the people help her with grown-up stuff. Really nice people teach you about teeth, but it's not like school. That's Tyler. His mom comes back here to hold his hand.
Keeping kids happy and their teeth healthy is easy at Cool Smiles. All you have to do is call to make an appointment for you or your child.
The best part is, when you're done, you get a toy. Cool Smiles!
I've seen my clients and their families in very difficult situations. They need the help of somebody that cares, somebody that will step up for them in a time when they need that help the most. Their car may be damaged, they're incurring medical bills, they're out of work. We represent folks in situations that they never dreamed of being in. And it makes you want to do a better job for your client. That's what brings us back every day.
Buckley and Wynn, we're with you every step of the way.
Now hear this! Unlike those other stores, I have 6 7-piece marble and granite dining sets, only $7.99 each. Now hear this! Genuine marble in not 1 but 2 colors. No scratching, no stains. In other words, people-proof. Now hear this! Even genuine granite, hard as a rock, in standard dining room height and pub height, still only $7.99. Now hear this! My Bob's is different. Quality, choice, and value is why.
All right, we're back here in the kitchen with all of our guests, and we are very excited to try the caramel cake. It looks delightful.
So good, doesn't it? Smell
Oh, thank you, thank you.
Well, you can start cutting it up. I think you want to try
Absolutely.
it. Now, Kelly, in the meantime, you want to talk to us about the book club?
Yes, there are several book clubs that have read this book over the last year, and I know that they're eager to see the movie. We're just asking that you choose the Chain Fund's Breakfast in a Movie on Saturday, August 13th, to come out with your book club buddies and see the movie.
Very good. And where can we get the book again, your quilt book?
www.debbiesquilts.com.
And you can make beautiful creations just like Debbie.
Exactly. All right, let me grab some forks back here. Let me see if we can get some forks.
Here you
We're
go.
ready to try this. I'm going to pass this back down.
All right,
here
we're
with you
just
guys.
about out of time. We want to thank all of our guests here today, but most of all, thank you for watching and make it a great day.
Enjoy your day.
Okay, that's perfect size.